Hello, I'm Mary from PaperView Crafting, and today I'm going to show you how to make this little potpourri cylinder. It's just made out of some soft sky, this is soft sky paper, washi tape to hold it in place, and it has some little perforations and a little hanging strap, so you can hang it in a wardrobe or in a room or something like that, and it's just a pretty little gift to give someone, a hostess if you're going to a party, or even a little gift for Mother's Day if you just wanted to show Mum you loved her. So it's incredibly easy to put together, and then all the detailing makes it that extra bit special. So let's get started. So instead of using the coloured cardstock, I'm going to be using this, which is cardstock from our Celebrations catalogue. So every time you spend £45, you can choose a free item from the Celebration catalogue. And this is a paper stack that's called Irresistibly Yours, and it is absolutely stunning. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this properly, but there are lots of different designs, and they are all white embossed papers. This one's got little flowers on it, you've got stripes, spots, and the ones that I'm using today is a lovely sort of climbing leaf. But what I've discovered, which is rather lovely, is that you can colour it. So you can make your card project match all the bits that you're using. So we're going to be using a piece for the cylinder, which is 5 by 8.5, and then we just need some extra to make the top and the bottom of the cylinder. So we're going to colour it up so that you can use it. So we'll get started. I'm using Wild Wasabi and Soft Sky, which are two of my favourite colours and which work really well because there's lots of coordinating bits that you can use. The easiest thing to do is to start with the edge. Let me just bring the camera out a little bit. Start with the edge and a sponge and some of our classic ink in the colour that you want to do your project in. So as I said, this is Wild Wasabi, and we don't need to do the whole of this one, but we do need a couple of circles cut out of it, so we'll do a little bit. And then all you have to do is load your ink onto the sponge and then sponge it over the top of the paper. Now it's up to you how deep you want to make this. I like it to be slightly shaded, so I tend to start quite dark in the corners and then get lighter as it moves into the middle, and that creates such a pretty effect. Turn it round and do it the other way. It's so quick and easy, and you get a unique product. There, how pretty is that? It's absolutely gorgeous. I think that's really lovely. Okay, so in order to make our cylinder, we're going to use the 2.5-inch punch and take out 2 pieces for the bottom. So you can put that to one side. And then to make the window in our potpourri box, so you can see the potpourri inside it, I'm going to use the Flower Fair framelit dies, and I'm going to use the biggest one, which is this one. So if you bear with me a moment, I'm just going to put this through the big shot as you normally would. It's easier because it's quite a thin die to use the magnetic platform, but it's entirely up to you. I'm just going to run that through and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's all done, and we've got this lovely floral shape in it, and we can take that out and use that as a tag on something. That's too pretty to lose. I'm sure we can find a good use for that. Right, so now we're going to just score this, and you'll see why in a little while. And we're just going to score the long sides at 1/2 inch. And I find it easier to do both sides at 4.5 inches like that. It just makes life a bit easier. And then before we go much further, we want to put our window on so that all the potpourri doesn't fall out of the centre. So I've got some window sheet, and I've got a piece that'll fit quite nicely on there actually. You don't have to be too scientific about this. You want to be as economical as possible. You don't want to waste any of your products. So if you've just get it to fit like that, that will be absolutely fine. And I think I will just hold it in place with a little bit of snail. So just put, sorry, I've suddenly realised I'm out of shot, a bit of your adhesive of choice on each side, and then just lie it over. And there you have it. Now your potpourri is not going to fall out. Now, in order to get a really nice cylindrical shape, the best thing to do is to take your bone folder and just tease it. Just break the fibres slightly in the cardstock, so that you get a bit of a curve before you have to tease it into shape. It just means that it's a bit easier. You want it to be a nice shape, so there we go. And now we're going to take some sticky strip, and we're going to run it down each side past the 1/4 inch score line. Like that. And then we need it on, sorry, I lost the end there, on the inside to seal our cylinder. There we go. And as always, the key to getting the back off sticky strip is to press it down firmly with your bone folder and make sure that it's well adhered, and then it'll be easy. So if you've lost a bit of shape for your cylinder, just get it back in again. Okay, so we're going to take the sticky strip off the long sides, and then we're just going to cut down to the score line, because you're going to fold these in to make the circle. So it's easier to take the sticky strip off before you do this, because otherwise you've got to take off all these tiny bits of backing. So it's easier to do it this way. Use a pair of scissors that aren't your best, because they're going to get covered in glue and get very sticky. So I have one pair that I save for things like this, and then I have another that I save for using on ribbons and things like that. So you see, as you begin to press in the sides, you can see it all coming together. Actually, we won't do both sides, we'll just ease those over a little bit. So now we'll take the sticky strip over the back and take that off, and then just bring it together. And there you've made your cylinder. So choose which is your top and which is your bottom. Ease over all these little tiny flaps that you've made, and then getting one bit of your circle, one of the circles that you made. If you start in one corner or one edge and then mix it together. There we go. Right, so there we have it. That's our cylinder ready now for our potpourri. So we're just going to make the lid, and I'm using the 1/8 hole punch. And first of all, I'm going to make a hole in the middle of the second circle, right in the middle, so that will take our twine. And then in order for the smell of the potpourri to come out, I'm just going to fairly randomly, although there is some sort of pattern appearing here, make holes like that. And then we're going to use this lovely cotton twine, which is in the new catalogue, and it's the Painted Blooms cotton twine. It comes in a 3-pack. You get Whisper White, Soft Sky and Wild Wasabi. So if you wanted to do this project slightly differently, you could use the Wild Wasabi version, because if you buy this you'll have all 3. So we just need a little bit. Just cut that off and then fold it in half. Make a nice almost point if you can. I'm going to pop that up through the centre hole that we made on this lid, and then tie a knot in it so that it won't come through. There we go, like that. And then this is the Soft Sky seam binding, and we've also got this in Wild Wasabi. So if you wanted to do it the other way around or any combination, that's absolutely fine. So just make a bow at the top, and this will have, well, apart from looking decorative, it has the added bonus of not allowing the cotton twine to go back through the lid. So we'll just tease a bow out of it. There we are. Very pretty. I love this seam binding. We have it in so many gorgeous colours. It's a very subtle ribbon, which makes it quite versatile. There we are. Lovely. And those are the 2 components of our excuse me, our cylinder. So now I've got some French vanilla potpourri, because I thought the colour was quite easy to go with everything. Oh, it smells lovely. So all you want to do is just pop your potpourri into your cylinder. Whoops, not a great big brick like that. That's not going to work. And seal that up to make some more of these. A little bit of a shake so you can see how pretty it looks through the window, and then we're just going to fold it in on itself and just pop our lid on top, and there you have it, a very pretty potpourri holder. And yes, you can smell it through the holes at the top. But we're going to take it one step further and just decorate it to make it look even more beautiful. Sorry, I had a battery issue there, so hopefully we can pick up where we left off. I'm not sure exactly where we got, but what I've done is I've used the lovely Flower Patch stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set, so you can actually layer it up. It's got all the components in here to do that, and then you can cut them out with the Flower Fair framelit dies, and these 2 are available in a a bulk purchase. If you want to buy the two together, you get 15% discount, which is really worth having. So actually what I've done is I've used the Soft Sky cardstock, and I've used the largest of the flowers and the Soft Sky Classic ink, and I've just stamped it on, and then I've done the little flower, and now I'm just going to take this little tiny centre, and I'm using the Wild Wasabi instead, and I'm just going to put some middles on like that. There we go, just brings it to life a little bit. And then I'll use the die cut to cut out the big flower, but I've already done that to save time, and so that comes out looking like that, which is absolutely beautiful. And then I'm going to use some of the Wild Wasabi cardstock and one of the leaves, and just stamp a couple of those, and then use the coordinating framelit die to cut those out, and then you'll end up with two leaves like that. And then I'm just going to gently sponge the edge of these so that they have a slightly softer look. And do that on both of them. There we go, and then use the Soft Sky. Just do the edge of this one. Looks a bit dark for Soft Sky. I probably used it for something else, but it's quite pretty anyway, so that'll be fine. No problem. So I'm going to use the 7/8 hole punch to punch out these little flowers. That's it. And then we just need our sentiment, and I think I'll do that in the Soft Sky again, but use the green ink on it to give it a bit more definition. There we go, and I think what I'll do with this one is just cut it out. Okay, so if you want to do that on the paper trimmer and get a better finish, you can do, but I'm just going to then take the corners off with the Project Life corner rounder. I think there's somebody at the door, so the dog's going mad. There we go. Beautiful. So we might as well put it together now. So we'll just do the edges of this to make it a bit softer. And I'm going to use some of the candy dots, the subtles, because they match perfectly. And I'm just going to use a Soft Sky one in the centre of the O, which fits perfectly. And then these are the Wild Wasabi. I think we should be able to put one either side. There we go. And now it's just a matter of putting it all together, and you can use anything you like. I like to use dimensionals and get a little bit of interest going with the different dimensions. So if we put all of these on ready, And then I think on the leaves we'll use glue dots because we don't want them to be as raised up as the flower. We want them to sit behind the flower. There we go. So first of all we'll put our sentiment on. And we're just going to there we go. And then we'll put our leaves on. And our flower. And then pop that one wherever you want. I'm going to put it in the middle of the flower and build it up. And there you have it. That is my little potpourri holder. That's the one made. The sentiment is from the same stamp set, so you can do that instead if you like. And with this one I used washi tape just to neaten up the edges. So you can do that as well if you like, or you can leave it as is. As this is such pretty cardstock, I thought I'd leave it. But the washi tape does give it a nice finish as well. So it's entirely up to you. So I hope you have a go for yourselves. Thank you ever so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.